Oh, would you look at that? Holy smokes, it's snowing. Where are you going, Michael? Where are you going, Michael? We're over here, Michael. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are headed to PRI to show you all of the cool things, all of the things. That's pretty much it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Reason number 18 why we got a rental car. All of the salt. All right, guys, you know this face. So we're back. We're back. Like I mentioned, we're going to show you guys a couple things that Fleece has just come out with and released. This being one of them.
This is our new in-tank fuel pump module. We've got two permanent magnet DC motors. They're combined about 170 gallons per hour at rated pressure. So a lot of guys will rate these at free flow. 15 psi, we're flowing that 170. The nice features about it, I mean, obviously it's a whole self-contained unit. This tank flange, you know, it gets changed for each application, but this is a Dodge that you're looking at, like 13 to model year 18, I guess. New level sender. The cool features about it, though, this port here is it's part of our active fill system. That active fill system is on the bottom. We've got a Venturi here. It's using a little bit of the flow of that first pump to create a Venturi and suck all the fuel off the bottom of the tank. These are passive fills, they're diaphragms. those diaphragms are going to they're inlet valves, inlet check valves, that when the fuel is above this or about halfway up this tank, it's going to keep this bucket full. But that active fill is always acting to scavenge fuel off the bottom of the tank. So there's no more quarter tank issues or telling the wife, hey, you know, your buddy, do not run my truck out below a quarter tank.
Right, so thus eliminating really the need for drilling a sump, because it's actively always filling this bottom tank here.
Our return fuel comes in there as well, so we're flooding the bucket with return or excess fuel. Our internal regulator is right here on top of this, very similar to our regulated return distribution block, same components, but it will work with those parts if you already have them.
Right,
These are replaceable, so if you have our distribution stuff, or you have half-inch line and our distribution block, you can take these out, these quick connects, and go right to AN fittings. And
but these are meant to hook up to the factory lines right off the bat.
Factory quick connects, yep. Pressure sensor port. I'm probably going to move that on our next batch of these pump modules, because honestly, it kills the billboard.
Right. Yeah. And this can get changed out to like even like a dual feed setup out of that.
Well,
or
we
is that
want
not
you to do our distribution block.
Oh, right. Okay.
Front of the motor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'd work with any of our fuel distribution product, or you know, our regulated return stuff, but it already has an internal regulator. So
now, do you want to talk, I guess, a little bit about the 13 to 16 fuel filter that's on the truck, thus eliminating?
Yeah, I saw some response, you know, a couple of questions on the internet about that. So when we were talking with the OE manufacturers of filters, you know, we're talking about 5 micron, 2 micron, this and that, and we told them the application, and as soon as we mentioned Cummins, they said, oh man, that NanoNet technology, they've got, you know, 10 patents on that. It's such a good technology that we can't touch it with a 2 micron filter. So, you know, when another filter manufacturer tells you that the Cummins stuff is better than what they can offer,
right,
you don't change it.
Right.
So if we do anything, it'll be parallel Cummins NanoNet filters, you know, for parallel extra flow.
Okay.
But, you know, we've dynoed Chase's truck, his 16 over 850 horsepower with twins, dual pumps.
With the stock fuel filter in place. And this.
Yep.
So,
I mean, this thing can go up to 100 pounds. These are rated to 100 psi.
Okay.
We've got heavy duty 12 gauge wiring, so you're getting good current, good voltage all the way back here. It's not like we're not plugging in the factory stuff right here.
Right. You're not teeing into it or anything like that. It's its own separate harness.
Yep. We've got, it's all plug and play, but you'll go direct to battery. And then we're catching our signals and sending the
right.
You know,
so this has no filters hanging down, no hardware on the frame.
Nope.
Utilizing the factory fuel filter location.
Yep.
Pretty much just going back to the clean sleeper, simple look.
It is. I mean, we've used a lot of those other style pumps, and it was kind of the only thing on the market. And we bought a 16 truck, and it's so quiet.
Right.
That. Man, this auxiliary or this lift pump is really loud. And I can hear it over the truck.
Right.
And I'm like, well, hey, why don't we just try to make what's in their factory better?
Yep.
And that's what we did. So, like, one of these pumps is higher flow than the factory Dodge pump or Cummins pump. And so we've got 2 of those. And the next model, we're the same size pump. We're going to a brushless DC motor.
Okay.
And they're turbine pumps, and they're extremely high flow.
So there's going to be 2 separate models that you guys are going to
0 to 850.
Yep.
You know, stock truck to 850.
Yep.
We'd probably rate it a little conservative, maybe square up with that 750, 800 number.
Yep.
Depending on stingy dynos, but and then this next step will be, I plan to run it in like Dustin's truck here.
Yeah. Okay.
And it'll be able to be put in a fuel cell or put in a 1200 horse street truck. You know anybody that's got a high horsepower street truck?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure.
For a tester, I can't find anybody.
Okay. I'll have to scratch my head on that one.
Let me know.
I think it's awesome that I think if I were to ever go buy a 15, 16 brand new truck, I guess if you're cutting a hole in the bottom of a fuel tank, maybe on like a 01 or 03, whatever, but on a brand new truck, I don't think I'd ever want to drill a hole in the bottom of the tank.
The nice thing is it's scalable. We're going to make this tank flange. We've already got all the CAD data done. The tank flange is done for Duramax. These trucks back to like 06 right now.
Okay.
the VP guys and
everybody.
Even the first gen guys were asking about it. And
well, that's what I mean.
We can.
Yeah,
we can do it.
I think the other thing, I mean, just like on the first gen that I pulled out, you know, they're metal and they rust, and I didn't want to put that back in. I searched forever, and this is just, I mean, it fills a lot of voids in my opinion.
And,
so
I mean, we have the ability. We're working with a big tier 1 manufacturer, TI Automotive. We went into partnership with them because they've got good quality pumps. Those pumps have surpassed 12,000 hours of durability testing, hot and cold testing. Wow. I mean, they are high quality pumps.
Wow, awesome. So what is this circus contraption here that
catchy thing so that people stop and look and bob their head?
Right, and charge their phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what exactly is this now?
So we've been working on the VGT turbo actuator, a replacement for the HE351, and that same company that we were interfacing to work on an actuator. I had the idea of, hey, let's make the exhaust brakes on these trucks better. Guys with second gen swaps lose their exhaust brake. That's the #1 complaint we get every day on the phone is, yeah, I love a second gen swap, 463 or something, but I use my truck, I work my truck, and I need to keep that exhaust brake. So I come up with this exhaust brake design. It's a 4-inch brake, uses a electromechanical actuator, liquid cooled. It's a very high torque actuator. That's why we've got it all guarded so you can't get your finger in there. But this connects right to the VGT turbo connector. So we're reading those messages off the CAN bus. We're acting on all those signals to make an intelligent brake. It works just like stock on your 07 to, I haven't tested our 18, it's too new to tear apart. 07 to 18 model year stuff, when you use your exhaust brake switch in the cab, it's going to work. Yep. We are going to be doing it on the earlier trucks too, because there is a data port under hood on, like all the way back to even the VP trucks.
Really?
Yeah. 98.5 to 06. Has that same CAN bus that we can interface.
So it's on this test stand engine here. So basically, now with your second gen swap, this piece will come with it, and then you have this, which will plug right into your factory piece.
Yeah, we wanted to make this fit as many applications as possible, so we cast this stainless elbow here. You can see this was actually a 3D print that they cast, but this is fitting in our standard second gen kit, an S400. It's got an EVP sensor port, so we're using the factory EVP to kind of close that loop of knowing, okay, are we making too much exhaust back pressure, and we can regulate that. The ECM will actually tell this thing, hey, let off if you're making too much back pressure.
Okay.
So all the smarts are inside this. There's no other controller. The firmware inside of the exhaust brake is doing all this and interfacing the ECM. No tuning necessary. It literally is plug and play.
So on 07 and up trucks, basically your kit will basically almost, if you have a 07 and up with a second gen kit, this will basically plop right into that.
These two pieces.
Those, and the coolant lines that you're having to block off anyway are going to go right here, and this will plug right in, and you now have your Cummins second gen swap with an exhaust brake, an even better exhaust brake.
Yeah, I mean, this thing, the first designs of this exhaust brake are actually like bubble tight, watertight. They'll hold pressure.
Wow.
A little too tight, like an EGR valve.
Right.
So I wanted to make our test pieces that way, so that when we want to experiment with building back pressure really fast, but then modulating that pressure, we can do that. And that's the difference between this and an air brake. This thing can actuate just 10 times a second. We can precisely control how much angle we want to put into that throttle blade, and modulate. We can come on fast with braking and then back it off to create a consistent amount of back pressure and consistent amount of retarding horsepower.
Cool. Yeah, looks awesome.
Thank you.
And then this will have just another section of downpipe to come right back down.
To our downpipes, same design, but just a little shorter, and that'll have the transition coming into the downpipe. And we already have samples of those.
I think this is awesome. I mean, second gen swap kits literally almost have no downside now. You know, people that really want the exhaust brake are now able to kind of keep it all. So,
and we're going to do this on all platforms. So if you've got a Duramax with that you want an exhaust brake on, or that you put a fixed geometry on, we're going to put that on the Duramaxes. We're going to do class 6, 7, and 8 HD stuff too.
Wow,
so
awesome.
The 4-inch brake actually will fit like an ISX right now.
Right.
And that's huge. On the Jake brakes, like the compression brakes on those trucks don't operate very well at all if somebody has put a fixed geometry turbo on theirs. So it's pretty much like the HD second gen swap. If they do that, you've lost your brake, your jakes. So this will get it back.
Cool.
And it'll operate the same way with that same connection.
Awesome. Another huge thumbs up for Fleece Performance, guys. Just pushing the envelope and really fixing, you know, things that people have been asking for, and this is one huge one. Michael, that's a pretty cute little cup you got there.
Listen,
look at that! You're holding it with the little thing.
I like espresso.
Put your pinky out.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. Now you look. Now see, look at you.
There's a vowel
Look
at
at
the
you.
end of my name.
So that makes it okay.
Italian.
All right, let's see you sip on your little espresso
Probably
cup
too
here.
hot.
That's okay. Burn your
Did you
lips.
say espresso?
Whatever.
It's espresso.
Oh, excuse me.
It's so quiet.
Ooh, how is it?
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all right.
I can tell you what all you get, and then I'll tell you what it costs. So you get everything you see here. It's fully dressed with all the accessories already, right? Most great manufacturers are the alternator, power steering pump, oil cooler, water pump, vacuum pump. There's a gear-driven fuel pump on it. You don't need a lift pump. That pump does everything. Everything, gauge display, all of that, so everything you need to put it in your vehicle, minus the engine mounts. But essentially, we take all the S-work out of $9 grand. Sourcing before BTN was ready to
Look at our short. So this is an older school yet with a short hood. This is different.
Can we get one of these to watch you pull?
Get two.
Two of them, right? I think we need these.
Charge admission.
Yeah. TVs, popcorn.
Gotta have it.
Little safety precaution.
So you don't have to cross drill bolt holes through your exhaust. Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I wanted to say, but hey, you won't have any problem.
Hi, buddy. Say hello to the internet.
AirDog's hiring. Somebody wants a job. I
So
need
AirDog's
2 technicians
Oh, there you go. You heard it. You heard it. There you go.
based out of Indiana. So if you want a job, hit me up.
Alrighty, guys. Finally, just made it home. 10-hour trip back. It is now Sunday, about 3 o'clock. I'm just going to finish this. Obviously, there's a little bit of a jump here, and that's going to conclude our short trip out to Indiana again. I met a couple of you guys. It was awesome meeting you guys. Like I've told them, we're going to do a meetup. We are going to do an own separate meetup when I do have the time. Unfortunately, it's been quick trips out there. I don't have a lot of time to spend a whole day extra out there. So trying to finish, get this stuff with my regular work schedule. So that's the challenge. I will have a meetup out there eventually soon, I promise. But hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys saw a couple things that were new. Not a whole lot. Very challenging video area with the noise, with everybody walking around. There was probably only about diesel-wise, maybe like 10 people out there, so I tried to get, everything I could. But probably the coolest thing, I think, in my opinion, that I saw out there was that 2.8 Cummins. Basically, it was kind of hard to hear, but I tried to keep it rolling so you guys could hear the Cummins guy talk about it. Basically $9 grand for everything you saw there, the harness, the engine, basically everything to drop in, whatever it is besides engine mounts and a trans adapter, which they don't offer. You have to get that through other people, but obviously not very hard things to get. But that's what, in my opinion, was the coolest. All the billet blocks are just crazy. The diesel industry is progressing rapidly, very, very fast. So it's going to be interesting the next couple years to see where it goes. Pretty much got a lot of things ironed out there as well when I was there. But that's it. Awesome time. Thanks for Michael for coming out with me. It was an awesome trip. Definitely making more connections in the industry, and I'm very excited for the future, where things are going. I just got home. We just came across the bridge that I'm waiting to finish, and then we can move into the new shop. It's kind of a long story. I'll go over that again. A lot of guys probably don't know why we haven't moved new shops yet, but I think that's coming in a week or less. So very pumped to get out of the GREGA garage. We are definitely a little cramped here. Some pretty decent snow last day here, but that is it, guys. Thank you so much. We will be back to normal schedule tomorrow. I don't even know what we're gonna be doing tomorrow, but we'll figure out something. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. See you guys tomorrow. See ya.